to Cooking with Nikita. Today we'll be learning how to do a traditional English breakfast. First, I have made a traditional Tilsley into potato pie. Here are some I made earlier. You can see how they've risen quite well there. But we'll have to leave them a bit more longer. As you can see, they're not quite golden enough yet. The ingredients that you will need to create this wonderful piece of traditionalness are sausages, a large flat mushroom, 6 to 8 eggs, a tin of Heinz whole peeled tomatoes, 3 assorted pans, one with beans, and a wooden spoon. Pour the tomatoes and the beans into their selected pans. Just scrape that all out there. See, yeah? Nice. Straight into the bin. Don't want any undue messes. Onto the stove. You probably need a fan and a light just to make sure that all the grease gets evaporated straight up there. Now for the sausages. As you can see, you get your selected amount. Now, I have preheated my grill. Preheat it for about 5 to 10 minutes. As you can see there. So it's nice and hot. And we get our sausages. Push them to one side there. Put nice here. That. Get your grill. Place them evenly along it like this. So there's a nice little space in between, making sure you don't touch the grill, otherwise it might result in a nasty accident. Excuse me, I'd like to appear on Cooking with Nikita. Okay, this is my wonderful glamorous assistant, Mrs. Beyonce, an embarrassment for the whole show. Can I give a tip, please? Okay. Yeah. I know it's wonderful what you're doing. I find myself, if you put the sausages this way, it stops them rolling about when you move the grill in and out. Yeah. Of course, the only problem with that is sometimes they shrink and go slightly smaller than the bars and drop through. If that happens, you can actually burn your finger when you're trying to pull them out. Yeah. So it's just my tip of the week. Let's give it up for my glamorous assistant, Mrs. Beyonce. Now make sure you put these in the grill. Can I have your pies that you cooked earlier? Yes. Now back onto the pies that we showed you before. It's looking quite nice in there. You can see they've just got a bit more of a golden texture. Now make sure, using your oven gloves, careful not to burn yourself here. Oh, that's hot. Put that down there. Nice and steady. Turn your oven on. Now, these are for our special guests today, my wonderful brother who sadly cannot appear today, and this is my lovely glamorous assistant. She's earned it. And of course, they're so much better, aren't they, with brown sauce? But it has to be high. Of course, HP, yes, this is the secret. And plenty on, of course. I'll just demonstrate that. If we shake gently, a nice blob will come out. One on this one, and of course, we mustn't forget the other pie. And always give the crushed, battered one to the other person. Thank you. Now, of course, we've put these pies, these sausages under the grill. Now for the eggs. So get the pan. Now, I always prefer to crack these out onto a plate, so if you get any blood in the egg or shell, it's easily out. Nice. Now, always, it's my personal preference. It's white pepper, but if you put a good dose and sprinkle on that, making sure not to put too much on, into the pan. Now, using a metal fork, gently beat your eggs, like so. When they're just, slightly beaten, pop that on the side there. 1 tablespoon. Now to every 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of milk. And seeing as I have put 6, that will be 3 tablespoons in. Put that on the side. Making sure to give this another beat. Making sure to put a bit more salt and pepper on. Give it another bit of a beat. Now I'm sure you can hear the sausages crackling there in the distance. So now the eggs are done. We pop them on the stove. Let's get cooking. Right. As the sausages are done on one side, just get them and turn them over like this. Being very careful not to get squirted by the hot fat. And of course, as Mrs. Cianci said earlier, putting them in this shape allows them not to roll around too much. Back under there to cook for a bit longer. So, as you can see, we've got the beans, so it's probably time to put them on, and the tomatoes, but only on a lowish light, not quite to simmer, about half that. Give them a little stir. Now the eggs are in there, so get a spatula, wooden spatula, just give them a bit of a turn, making sure to get all the egg off the bottom of the pan. Creates this lovely texture, and of course it's even better with home laid eggs, because that flavour is a lot more intense. Now as you're doing this, just give it a good stir, pop like that, and then go put them on the side, take a mushroom out. And of course this has already been previously peeled to save us time on the show. So we get that and half it. Now, before we do that, we just get some nice olive oil. You should use vegetable oil, but I find olive oil has so much more flavour in that. A small frying pan. Now, I like me run out of hot. Take that from under there. Pop a little bit of oil into there. Using your own judgment, of course. There we go. Now all that oil's heating up, we can go back and slice our mushroom. Slices first, and then you can finely chop it up if you wanted to, or just leave it like that even. I found the small blocks contain the flavour a little bit better, as well as being easier to chew. So We get that and we take it over. So I'll fry it on there. Be careful not to lose any mushroom in the process. So as you can see, we've got the eggs. Now personally, they're a little bit well done there, but it's just all personal preference. Put your plate so that I see dollop of that, and of course you can have bread with this, but like that. There we go. And of course put that straight into soaking into water. So that the comes out quite well. As you can see, we've got these mushrooms nicely frying there. And these beans and eggs are just about done. If we just have a look at the sausages there, they look like they're nice and done. We'll just put them, keeping them warm for a minute while we get these mushrooms stuff. Serving the tomatoes again, be careful that you don't splash yourself. So. Lovely. And these beans. Right. Nice beans there. Right. Now for our sausages, again be careful because there will be probably most likely some hot bubbling fat at the bottom. I can see all that fat that we've got out from there. It's always useful to have a griddle. Pop some sausages. Of course, give a big hand to our wonderful camera woman, Nicola Graham. Now, often you will find that with this technique of putting the sausages, so she will often slide down the griddle. Just get the griddle like this. That's one side there. Get the sausage out. And pop that there. Being careful that the spoon does not come in contact with that, because that will be nasty. And last but not least, mushrooms. Hoping that they're done enough for all wonderful guests. There we go. You see how we get the nice brown texture on that? We'll just give that a little bit longer. So, thank you very much for listening to our wonderful show, and join me again on Cooking with Nikita next time, making tilde pies.